Whoa. Shh. Can you hear that?
What is it?
Stuart, can you hear that?
Yeah, no, nothing.
Can you hear that? Because it's just another episode of All Fart No Poop, ladies and gentlemen. Bringing it back. We're here for episode 3.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm your host, Nick Wilson, and I'm joined by the other host of the podcast.
Yeah, Stu Wilson.
There
Ladies
we
and
go.
gentlemen, what an intro. What an opening.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
had
going to
that one
lie.
up
You
my
had
sleeve
me
all-
there, mate. You actually
Yeah.
had me there.
I had it up my sleeve all day, and I thought, if I could get Stu to think that everything was going horrifically wrong.
You
what
didn't
an
say
intro it
anything
would
for a
be.
second. I was like, what is actually happening? I can't hear anything.
I could see the fear in your face.
What a treat.
As
What
it
a
happened.
treat, huh? How you doing anyway?
Yeah, I was going to say, how are you doing?
Oh, mate,
I'm doing
twin
great.
Telepathy.
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
It's what, week 5 of the lockdown?
It's probably something like that, isn't it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Actually. What week is it?
Who knows? Time is.
Let's say 5.
It doesn't exist anymore to me.
No.
Everything is just out the window.
Every day is every day.
It's pretty mental times, but I'm doing all right. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad. I
Good.
got to be honest. I felt really tired today.
I felt that yesterday, but I did go on a run,
And
and
do it.
that would do it. Yeah.
But I haven't gone on a run, and yet I still feel tired.
Maybe you're slowly dying, mate.
It's probably that. It's not even like I've been sleeping bad either. I've got a regular amount of sleep. Been in bed before midnight every night for the last couple of days.
yeah.
I'm just feeling.
It's
you're
probably
just feeling a bit lethargic. That's what's happening, to be honest.
It's
But-
probably just like all the time spent like not just being in one place. It
it'll be
drags you
that.
down, mate. Drags you
It
down.
could also be all the time spent being world's number one most funny individual.
Yes, that as well. I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
it's fine.
it's
Look,
like I didn't want to.
Yeah, look, it's fine.
didn't
We'll forget it. I knew you were going to say it.
Okay. That is all that matters. That is all that matters.
Absolutely. Well, look, I mean, episode 3, we've had a great response so far to the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've had a look at how many listeners we've got at the moment, Nick.
I haven't actually. I completely froze and
I was going to say
just
you took a
wasn't
weird
in the room.
pause there.
I wasn't even in the room then.
You just disappeared.
Yeah, go on. I haven't checked.
Mate,
I haven't checked.
We've got 150 listeners.
There we go. There we go,
ladies and
guys.
gentlemen.
I
Round of
think we can
applause.
pretty much end it here. Yeah.
That's
We've
the
hit our
highest
peak.
number. I think that's the most people listening to any podcast at one time.
Honestly, prove to me
on
that there's more listeners for any other podcast. Prove it.
You can't do it. No one can do it.
can't.
Can't do it. In the absence
can't
of
do it.
science, that will have to do.
Yeah, truly will.
Yeah, so look, great response to the first couple of episodes.
Yeah,
People have
yeah.
been saying, look, I don't hate it, and you two aren't awful.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I'll take anything, even if that did come from one.
A couple people saying, this is extremely unfunny, which
Yeah,
I
we've had a
love.
few of
I really
those.
love that stuff.
Always good times.
It's always good. It's always good.
Always good. But the other day on Instagram, on Twitter, on all the socials, we asked anyone that's been listening so far to suggest a topic for us, because we're let's put it, we're lazy.
Look.
All right, we're lazy.
Look,
we need shit to talk about.
some say lazy. I like to say putting it to the people.
Exactly, yeah.
Putting it out
It's
to the
Two
masses.
sides of the same coin, my man. Two
It's
sides
exactly
of
the same thing, mate.
ruddy
It's the
coin.
same thing.
We had a whole bunch of topic suggestions. Some of them, I'm not going to name names, but you really should think hard about who you are as a person.
Just stop.
I don't even want to. I didn't want to read it. I know
No.
I did. Cheers for that. You
There's
know
some-
who you are.
Yeah, there's things that you can't unread. I'll
know who
just
you
say
are.
that. I just say that.
Some of them, though, look, mate, ruddy great suggestions. So, in the interest of democracy, which is everyone's favourite
pastime.
Who doesn't love it? We thought today we'd take a suggestion from a topic and we'd just roll with it for a solid near hour.
Good shout.
Absolutely a good shout. And today's topic comes from none other than our very good friend, Jake. Okay, Tripper UK.
Tripper.
That's what it's called.
Our boy Tripper.
Our boy Tripper. Tripper is his musician name.
At
I guess
Tripper
you say.
on
Don't know why I said it
Instagram.
like that. Yeah, at Tripper. So at Tripper UK. Look, follow him if you want some good old fucking
He's
tasty
great.
beats.
He's really
I'll
good.
tell you that much if you're listening. But I don't know whether to say. I'm gonna refer as Jake because it feels weird not referring to as Jake.
Yeah, let's do that.
Jake suggested just simply put. He just put time travel paradoxes.
Which I immediately I'm in.
Exactly. Immediately, I'm in.
I'm hooked.
because who doesn't love talking about time travel?
Exactly. Everyone's favorite, most complicated thing to even try and comprehend. We're going to do it.
Exactly.
We're going to try and comprehend it today.
Here today, we're going to crack all time travel paradoxes. And,
We are.
And this will be like in history books later down the line, they'll write about this exact hour, this moment.
It's going to happen. And mate, I have to be honest, you know, I tried to do a little bit of research today just to get my head around some things.
Okay.
And I found
you're already pre-head fucked.
Yeah, I'm pre-head fucked to the point where at a certain point I just stop taking it in because I feel like it'll be better entertainment for each other, for both of us, if we just go in as blind as possible and try and tackle any of these paradoxes.
Yeah, exactly.
But mate, let me tell you, some of the stuff that I've stumbled upon, I was just sat staring at my computer screen, blank face for like an hour, just absolutely no idea what's going on.
I do that, mate. I do that every time you release a new song. There you go. That's gonna hurt. Right in front of our 150 listeners. That's gonna hurt.
No, it's
that's gonna sting even.
No, it's fine. It's just like I just thought like maybe you could like I don't know, mate. It's just like why'd you do that here?
I'm so sorry, man. I didn't mean to. Please don't cry. Don't cry. No. Don't cry, Nick. Yeah?
It's okay. I'm fine.
He's back. Okay, he's back. It's a very sore subject. You know, the ability to write good music. It doesn't come to all of us. So
it's very
who
true.
were we to know that you wouldn't get that? You wouldn't get it either.
Mate, exactly.
It's difficult.
Let's go straight in. All right. I've got some stuff up. All right?
I'm ready to become a man, Nick.
Yeah, I'm going to teach you from this one website that I was the most understandable out of all of them, astronomytrek.com.
Okay.
And the
That's
article
what it's
is
called.
entitled Five Bizarre Paradoxes of Time Travel Explained.
Whoa! I hope that's in capitals.
It's not. I just felt like putting a bit of excitement
We need to write to these guys and ask them to change
man,
it. Nothing. You
yeah.
can't truly explain anything if you haven't put it in capitals.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Go on, far away, Nick. What
let's go in. So
hang on, am I actually ready for this? No, okay, hang on. Okay, I've got water. I've got a cup of water.
Just prep. Okay, so it starts off, all right, and this is, I don't know why they've done this here. They've basically, before we go into the paradoxes, there's like 5 of them here. I'm not going to go through all of them because some of them are bonkers, but I'm going to go through like the most like interesting ones.
Okay.
But before they say any of this, there's 2 like bullet points, numbered 1 and 2 things, like 2 broad categories of time travel paradoxes, and just these categories will just really give you a little insight into how. Okay, so the first is it just goes straight in here. Closed causal loops. Okay,
I'm already lost.
All right. Okay, hang on in there. All right.
Okay.
I'm just going to read what it says, such as the predestination paradox and
I
the
know that.
bootstrap
There's a film.
paradox. Yeah, which involve. Okay, so a closed causal loop involves a self-existing time loop in which cause and effect run in a repeating circle, but is also internally consistent with the timeline's history. Now, that makes no sense when you're just thrown in like that,
Yeah.
right?
I think I know what it's
kind
saying.
of. All right, and then the second is consistency paradoxes, such as the grandfather paradox and other similar variants, such as the Hitler paradox and Polchinski's paradox. And these are paradoxes that generate a number of timeline inconsistencies related to the possibility of altering the past. Right? Okay. So they just throw you in straight in there with that.
Yeah, they're not explaining anything yet. They're just like, these are words.
Exactly.
I think I know what they're saying though, from my very limited and vague understanding of time travel, which I have. And we should preface this with saying, never done.
No, we are not scientists, even slightly. But I will say, there's a couple of things that like I recognized through like watching films and shit, because there's a few paradoxes that are like the main things that come from like film time travel. Right.
Yeah.
So let's just go straight fucking in, baby. 1, predestination paradox.
I think I know this one already. I think this is one where I'm like,
this is like
this is a classic.
One of the most famous, right? Predestination paradox occurs when I'm going to try and read this in like the shortest, least boring
put
way.
it into layman's? Yeah, put it into layman's.
I'm trying, but it's very hard. A predestination paradox occurs when the actions of a person traveling back in time becomes part of the past events and may ultimately cause the event they are trying to prevent to take place. All right.
Yes.
So that results in a temporal causality loop, all right, in which event 1 in the past
Yeah.
influences event 2 in the future.
Look at us. We sound like scientists, mate.
Okay,
Who'd
which
have thought
then causes in a loop event 1 to occur.
Those
right?
ones, I as soon as you start thinking about ones like this,
It's
like,
fucking
I mean, this is the
mental.
first one of 5, and I'm already, like, as soon as you start thinking, you're like, no,
Yeah.
this does hurt.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
So this is the whole idea that let's say I went back in time
Yeah.
to stop something from happening.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay,
But
so
what I did in the past is actually what made that thing happen.
made that thing happen in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's always a loop, all right? So they've got a little bit of an example here which clears it up a bit,
here
all
we
right?
go. Yeah, I love an example. mate.
But yeah, so before we get to that, it just says this paradox suggests that things are always destined to turn out the same way,
Yeah, hence
and that
no
whatever
predestination.
has happened must happen, all right? So it can't
That is a
be
deep-
changed, all
yeah.
right? And then it just says, sound complicated? Like, fuck you.
What a
all right?
cheeky
Astronomy
little
trek.
quip.
I'm trying my best.
Absolutely.
Imagine that your lover dies in a hit and run car accident, all right?
Okay, so it's a
straight
nice,
in.
light-hearted
Really
example.
light-hearted read here, right?
Yeah, okay.
Imagine that
God,
your
imagine.
lover dies in a hit and run car accident, and
We've all
that
been
you
there.
and that, yeah, we've mate, happens to all of us, and you travel back in time to save her from dying in that accident.
Yeah.
Okay, only to find that on your way to the accident, that happened, that
You're
you're
lost
trying to
already,
prevent.
aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
On
right.
the way to that accident, you are the one that accidentally runs her over. All right.
Oh, God.
Your attempt to change the past has therefore resulted in a predestination paradox. One
Right.
way of dealing with this type
Yeah.
of paradox
Dealing
is-
with it,
yeah,
killing
is-
yourself.
is to assume that the version of events you have experienced
Right.
are already built into a self-consistent version of reality, and that by trying to alter the past, you will only end up fulfilling your role in creating an event in history, not altering it.
The thing that okay, I'm with you, but the thing that truly fries my head
Yeah.
about this one is that, like, so at the point of realization that what you're doing is actually what impacted
Yeah,
the future or your
Yeah.
past, if you're the one that's gone back in time,
yeah.
there's that point where you're suddenly like, oh, I didn't, for all this whole time, I didn't know this is what was happening. And now I know.
Yeah.
What do I do with this information?
Yeah,
Because
I
now,
mean-
okay, so what everything you do from there on is now.
Well, I feel like that's part of
directly-
the thing of, like, well, obviously time travel, I don't think is a thing, but obviously that's
Yeah.
part of the reason why it's like fucked, isn't it?
Well,
that's
isn't
what the point
apparently-
of a paradox. that
Isn't
it's not-
apparently time travel is technically possible in so much as
Well-
you could if you beat the speed of light, you could get to the future before real
Yeah.
time gets there. But
There-
I don't think
yeah.
it's so as easy. I don't think you can actually go back.
Well,
in
mate,
time. You can
I've,
just technically be closer to the future than the future itself. Oh,
100%, mate. Well, I have no idea what's happening, but I do have a little bitty bit of trivia here that I found in my research.
it's a
is
trivia
that-
like
that-
this actually did happen to me.
Is that
my
we are
girlfriend
all
was killed in a
living
hit and run.
in 2057. Basically, there is a person that has technically time traveled,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like a NASA
there isn't.
scientist person who was on the space station, right?
Right.
And then he came back, and because of and honestly, do not hold me to this. I just read it on like a random thing.
No, this is all on record now. Mate.
Yeah, because of the like whatever the fuck happens when you go into space, because it's technically like,
Well, I assume you just get cold, mate. You just get
well,
cold
yeah,
and
you
float.
just get a bit frisky. Sorry, that's not what I meant. Nippy.
Oh,
Frisky,
you could get a bit
yeah,
frisky
get a
in
bit
space.
frisky on the ISS.
Look,
mate.
do you, mate?
Look, mate, honestly, Frisky on the ISS. It's the name of my my autobiography. It's come
That's
out.
a pretty good name for it.
It's pretty good. I'd read it. I would.
Yeah,
read
I
it.
would.
But basically, because he went up like into space and then came back, and something to do with like the distance and the fact that like,
And is it how
it's-
time?
Yeah, like basically,
differs?
apparently he's 0.02
Oh my god.
of a second ahead
Okay.
of his life. So, but you'd never. I mean, to that point, technically, yeah, but also fuck off.
Isn't that also,
0.02 of a second?
That
That's
used to fry me as well when I used to think like, if I'm, I don't know if this is actually. I might be the world's dumbest person for thinking this, but whenever, like, let's say, right, I'm calling you now on Google Hangout,
Yeah.
and if you're getting a delay,
Yeah.
are you technically getting like?
Well, no,
time-
because
are
you're
you
waiting. Like the delay, it's not like the delay is immediate for me. A delay would still be. How would I word this? Like, if you were speaking to me right now and there was a delay of like a second,
Yeah.
I would, like, if I asked you something, you'd still delay before you spoke. It wouldn't. It wouldn't
Yeah,
be like.
of course. Yeah,
do you know
time
what I mean?
is
Like,
still happening. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. I think when I was little, I was just like, "Wow,
An
does that mean
idiot,
that other
basically,
people
yeah.
are?" I'm just, dumb little fucking
100%.
stew.
Right, let's get onto another paradox. I'm skipping a
okay.
few of them because this would be long if we went into all of
Are
it.
they going to be quite? And also, I imagine they're going to be quite similar. Some of them.
They're all sort of revolving around the same sort of concepts, but
Right.
I'm just picking the ones that are the most sort of like well known or interesting, right?
Yeah, of course.
So
Let's go.
let's go. We're skipping forward to the number 3 on this list, and that is the grandfather paradox, right?
I think I know this one as well.
This one. So just a heads up. I'll go back and say that the predestination paradox that we just spoke about. An
causal
example of it
one.
in a movie would be
the film Predestination, maybe.
yes, 100%. Yeah,
of
that is
course it
actually
would.
on there.
It's
yeah,
the name
yeah.
of the film.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Hang on a second. Yeah. This just
What?
in. Yeah. Predestination, the movie, is about the predestination paradox.
Look, mate,
Crazy.
that's blown my mind more than the actual paradoxes.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
also the time traveler's wife. That would be an example.
Was that the one with Keanu Reeves? No.
No, it's the
Eric
one
Bana.
with Rachel McAdams and Eric Banner.
Eric Banner.
And he says, "Hey man, has anyone seen my banner?"
Ah.
And they say, "What
And
banner?"
then he says, "Hi, I'm the time traveler's wife." No, she would say it. Oh,
yeah, you
fuck.
fucking sit down and think about what
Next
you've done.
one, come on. Tell us about the old
Next
granddaddy
one.
paradox.
Next question.
Next
okay,
question.
so it's right, grandfather paradox. So just for reference, this is from movies. This is why you would have heard of it. It's the same sort of paradoxes that are in movies like Back to the Future, basically. So
Is this where
go
you
on.
would become your own grandfather?
Do you know what? I've read through this and I can't remember. So that's how boggled my brain is by all of this. So let's
okay,
just
go on.
right. You're placing bets. It's that. Let's go. So I'm just going to read this. The grandfather paradox concerns self-inconsistent solutions to a timeline's history caused by traveling back in time. For example, if you traveled to the past and killed your grandfather, hence
Okay.
the name,
Okay.
you would never have been born and would not have been able to travel back to the past in itself.
Okay, so this is right.
And that's the paradox. So
you,
let's,
you
So
taking something out of your own history
Yeah.
would you wouldn't
So
exist.
It's
yeah.
basically like if you went back and killed your grandfather, then you wouldn't
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to exist to do that in the first place, because by killing your grandfather,
Yeah,
he wouldn't be
you're-
able to give birth
yeah.
to give birth. Of course, he wouldn't be able to give birth. He wouldn't be able to have your dad and then your dad, like all that shit.
And then,
so,
speaking as a top scientific
Yeah, okay,
official
please,
on
yeah,
this,
please.
obviously the way you'd discover is you'd stand there with your friends. You'd probably be with your friends, and
Yeah, you
you'd
probably
start
would, yeah.
to slowly fade away from the
And
frame,
you'd go-
and you'd go,
yeah,
"Help
yeah.
me! I don't know what's happening, guys." That is the exact scientific noise everyone would
It
make.
is that, honestly.
Yeah.
Look it up. Look it up.
Mental, mate.
Yeah, so continuing. So it says, let's say you did decide to kill your grandfather. Oh, fucking hell. This is, well, honestly, they're just making
This
assumptions.
is the world's
left, right, and
most
centre.
depressing. First,
Yeah,
it's
it
examples
really
about
is.
your girlfriend dying in a hit and run. Now it's like you should. Now it's like you should. We're not saying
Yeah.
you should, but what if you did
Yeah,
kill your granddad?
if this article is just slowly putting into your brain that you should kill your
It's
grandfather.
like fifth paradox on this article. It's like forget time travel. Here's why you
Kill
should kill
your
someone in your
grandfather.
family.
Yeah. So it says, let's say you did decide to kill your grandfather because he created an evil
got a
empire
reason.
that ruined the world. All right. Great. Nice. Okay.
That's a good
great.
reason.
I'm willing to go for it. Okay.
It's a good reason.
Says you figure if you knock him off before he meets your grandmother, then the whole family line, including you, will vanish and the world will be a better place.
Right.
According to
you-
theoretical physicists, the situation could play out as follows. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, fucking hell. All right. timeline protection Right, no, this is too much.
Are these solutions?
Yeah, they're talking about multiple.
Saying?
Right, so yeah, let's just get onto a bit of solutions here because I'm just going to those. Basically, those are the two paradoxes that make the most sense. Right?
If you killed your granddad, you wouldn't be alive to then kill your granddad.
So there's a few solutions. It doesn't. I'm just winging it here from what I remember from watching a YouTube video earlier. So this is going to go horrifically wrong, right?
Okay, go on.
But there's like. The main solution to like paradoxes as a whole in general is like the idea of multiple universes
or like multiple timelines and shit.
So basically if you were to I can't remember who it was. I watched a YouTube video earlier and it had all of these like played out and the diagrams were like straight lines.
Man, you went hard.
And it would be like if you go back, so if point A is on the line and that's where let's say for this one, your grandfather is, all right? And then point B is where you are in the present. And then you choose to go back to point A to kill your grandfather. In this paradox, it would mean that you don't exist in point B.
Yeah, so the line
just keeps going. And then you would get, so just whatever, you just be in one thing.
Right.
Whereas the multiple universes hypothesis is basically that when you go back and do the thing, all right? Stick with me.
You're making it difficult.
You can literally hear me.
Yeah, all right.
Right. So when you go back from point B to point A to do the thing, it actually starts, because that didn't happen. That starts a new line off.
The line's in a different direction.
Like an alternative universe.
Wow.
But the only thing this is where it really gets to like actually blow my mind is that surely if you went back in time to do something and then that started another parallel thing or whatever, great. But by going back in time to do something and appearing in the past, all right?
Yeah.
You now exist in the past. So that always happened, right? So how can that always exist? If there's alternate.
Well,
do you know
because
what I mean?
the point where it then, if you went back, let's use the grandfather example, like you just used there.
Yeah.
The point where you went back in time and killed your grandfather. So that killing your grandfather is point A.
Yeah.
Obviously, before that, you haven't come back in time.
Yeah.
So that is, why would that change? Of course, that wouldn't.
No, because that's the whole thing. But before that, if you will have gone back in time because by going back in time in your future thing, like for that to work, for example, for you to have killed your grandfather successfully and it stop what's happened now in the future, you have to be in the future to know that that's stopped, right?
Yeah, but
for it to have worked, you have to have been back in the past. But that's what the loop is. That's always been your past.
Yeah, but the point is, the two timelines can coexist, right? Is that it?
Yeah.
So the half of the timeline where you are living after having killed your grandfather is a different part of the timeline. But that first half of the timeline where your grandfather lived his life or whatever, and everything before that was where those two timelines were the same timeline, but it's just branched off. Fuck. I need a beer.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's just wrap that up.
Yeah,
with
right.
Yes.
So that's
the answer to time travel paradoxes is yes.
Years in the future, we're both the president. Oh, Mr. Wilson, president, can you please just explain the time travel that we have now invented? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Great,
Thank you.
Great. There you go. He's done it.
How crowds all stand up, standing ovations. Thank you,
mate. We've definitely. Okay, so that's the paradoxes, all right?
Yeah.
That's the idea of it. We've got some stories, all right, that I found of people who believe they have time travel. All right?
Look, Nick, I'm gonna have to stop you there because I'm desperate to hear these stories.
Yeah.
But you know what else I'm desperate to hear?
Oh, what else are you desperate to hear, Stuart?
Well, it's something that I have got no problem comprehending.
Yeah?
It's whatever the hell you had for breakfast.
What did you have for breakfast? I know what I had. Right, so Stuart, I guess the question is, what did you have for breakfast, mate?
An apple.
Wow.
Just that. What about you?
I had a smoothie.
Liquid.
Yeah.
Rad. Wow. My legs are wobbling. My socks are off. Because that really did knock me one. It knocked me silly, mate. It
Honestly,
knocked me one silly.
my legs are wobbling, my knees are hobbling, because I can't believe what we just heard. That was crazy.
I'm so ready.
Yep. Yeah.
To also not believe whatever these stories are that you found.
Let's get in. Let's get straight into 7 stories of people.
Throw me in.
Yeah.
Throw me in the deep
and now,
end, mate.
as I did with the last the paradoxes bit, I'm not going to read all of them, all right? Because
okay, so why
7 stories?
Why mention 7?
Well, it's
so
just,
I've got 7 stories. You'll hear a few of them.
Look, I have to be honest for the purpose of transparency and honesty here. It's just because the article is titled 7 stories of people who believe they have time traveled. So
okay.
So we're not gonna go straight into all 7, but oh heck, you best believe we're gonna tap on a few.
I was born ready.
Yeah, right. Let's just get straight into it.
Absolutely, let's go.
I would like to preface all of this with, it's just all bullshit, right? Surely.
Right, so they haven't actually.
No, like these are legit, right? As in,
right.
People say it's happened, but I just don't. Okay, we'll just get into it, right?
Okay.
So the first one we're going to go with it's called the Moberly Jourdain incident. Okay,
classic Moberly Jourdain.
And I'm just gonna read this as quick as possible, right? In
Let's
1901, 2 English women, Anne Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain, took a vacation to France. Okay. While they were there, they visited the Palace of Versailles. And this isn't me adding it, this is just on the article, because that's what one does when one visits France.
I hate this article.
I hate it. Yeah, I hate it
immediately.
Yeah, kill it. Okay, while they were at Versailles, they visited what's known as the Petit Trianon, a little chateau on the palace grounds that Louis... Right, I'm going to get this wrong. What is it in Roman numerals? XVI.
10.
Louis
plus a
the
5.
10th?
Plus a
1.
Oh,
no, shit. Yeah.
16.
Louis the 16th? Is that a person?
Sounds like too
Right,
many.
fuck it. We're just going with Louis, all right?
Okay.
The palace grounds that Louis, whatever, gave to Marie Antoinette, all right? As a private space for her to hang out and do whatever it was that a teenage queen did when she was relaxing back then. Kill this article.
This feels like too much extra info, but I'm going with it.
But while they were there, they claimed they saw some odd occurrences. They say they spotted people wearing anachronistic clothing, heard mysterious voices, and saw buildings and other structures that were no longer present, and indeed hadn't existed since the late 1700s. Finally, they said, they caught sight of Marie Antoinette herself.
Was it just
drawing in a sketchbook?
Was it just a museum?
Right, so this is
about Marie Antoinette.
This is the funniest bit about this story. And then it just skips everything. No explanation. And it just says they they claim to have fallen into a time slip. And
what?
Yeah,
why is that where your mind goes?
Just what? Like, honestly, I'm more interested about everything between claiming that you're in a time slip and what you saw, right?
But here's what I think's probably happened there, right?
Yeah, go on.
These 2 women went to Versailles.
Yeah.
And they went to a museum about Marie Antoinette.
Yeah.
And they saw some things that were styled like old times.
It sounds like it's that, all right? And actually it says they claim to have fallen into a time slip because they think they were briefly transported back more than 100 years before.
Briefly, of course.
Just to be jolted back to the present by a tour guide.
So
there's no other explanation here. That's it.
I have to know more about this, but I know we never will.
And then it just says, did they really travel back in time? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
So
of course
they just think a tour guide brought them back.
Exactly.
Sorry.
I mean,
these people are lunatics.
And also, in this story, it doesn't even mention a tour guide until that point.
Yeah.
It's just, so
I
like,
feel like it's
what?
Missing out information that would help us.
Yeah. I mean, so that one, I'm going with a hard, completely not.
Didn't happen. Yeah, I'm got pretty definite not time travel on that one.
Definitely. So here's a second one from this list. All right. The mystery of John Titor. All right.
John Titor.
I want to say I don't know. Titor. All right. I'm going to call him Titor. All right.
Definitely tighter.
Okay, let's go tighter. All right, let's do it. Let's keep it PG. All
I'm
right.
sure I can, Nick.
My penis is already out my pants, mate. Oh, gosh.
Fucking hell.
Right, John Titor is perhaps the most famous person who claims he's time travelled. Trouble
I've never heard
is,
of him.
no one has heard from him in almost 17 years. Also,
This website was
article,
written
man.
by like 90-year-olds, wasn't it?
And then it just says, also, he claimed he came from the future. So let's go.
Is
We're
that
straight
it?
in. No,
Is that it?
No, that's not. There's more.
Oh,
It just says,
well,
right.
that was going to be it.
The story is long and involved, but the short version is this. In a thread begun in the fall of 2000 about time travel paradoxes on the online forum The Time Travel Institute, now known as Curious Cosmos.
Oh, let's get ourselves
get
on
on
there.
there.
Bloody hell.
A user responded to a comment about how a time machine could theoretically be built with the following message. Wow, Paul is right on the money. I was just about to give up hope on anyone knowing who Tipler or Kerr was on this world line. By the way, number 2 is the correct answer, and the basics for time travel start at CERN in about a year and end in 2034 with the first time machine built by GE. Too bad we can't post pictures or I'd show it to you, all right? Bit of a weird, why?
Right.
Why would you, probably bullshit. It just says, the implication, of course,
an
was that the
online
user who was going by the name, this is great, all right, was going by the name time travel _0.
This is like first red flag on this.
Yeah.
If you were a time traveler coming back, why would you have to call yourself time traveler _0?
You don't need to. And also, why would
That
you
makes it
believe?
less-
Why would
it
you
makes
believe
it
someone can
less
time travel
believable.
0? Yeah.
Infinitely less believable.
Anyway,
You've blown it.
he claimed that he came from some point in the future during which
Right.
a machine had been built to time
course.
travel. I'm gonna burp. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god,
Oh, that was actually horrible.
Nick, I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah, literally, I could feel it in my
I knew you were
throat.
going to do that. Do you know why?
Why?
From
Oh,
5
wait.
minutes in the
Time
future.
travel _0. Is that you?
Yeah.
John Titor. Is that you?
No, I'm time travel. I'm time traveler _1.
Oh, all right.
There can't be two.
So it's
time
like a
travelers
community you got
_0.
going.
Yeah, it's growing. There's only 2 of us.
Sick, man.
I don't believe anything those 2 women say from Versailles.
They have an
They
agenda.
were shunned. They tried to get into the group and they were shunned
Look, the WhatsApp group.
for coming up with silly ideas like that
Silly women.
and just undermining this whole operation. Carry on, Nick.
So over the course of many messages spanning from the first thread all the way through to the next year, the user, who became known as John Titor, told his story, basically. He said that he had been sent back to 1975 in order to bring an IBM 5100 computer to his own time. He was
not
just
quite- it's
stopping in
not quite
2000.
Terminator, is it?
This is the best bit. He was just stopping in 2000 for a brief rest on his way back home. Like, what? What does that mean?
Why
What do you mean?
specifically 2000? Why specifically stop in 2000?
And also,
for a
that
brief rest?
surely implies that time travel is like a really long journey. I thought it was just like, bam, you're in.
Yeah,
like,
if you need to stop for a
yeah.
quick rest.
It's
What's
not like a
happening to-
fucking drive up the motorway.
think I
mate.
want it
It's like,
anymore.
yeah, is there a services there? Can you get a KFC with that brief rest? So he said the computer was needed to debug various legacy computer programs in 2036 in order to combat a known problem similar to Y2K called the year 2038 problem. All right.
Get a better name
I
for
know.
a problem.
That's basically it. Opinions are divided on whether he was real. Some folks
No,
think he
right.
was the only real example of time travel we've ever seen, while others think
Right.
it's just a hoax.
How is anyone divided on this?
It's obviously
There's-
fake, right?
There is a very clear reason why this cannot be real.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Go on.
Right? Because it happened, and I can't stress this enough.
Yeah.
On an online internet forum.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we've cracked it. We've cracked it.
So therefore,
Yeah.
hitherto unknown.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say scientific.
Yeah.
Therefore, I can confirm it didn't fucking
Not,
happen.
it's
did
not
it?
a thing. Like,
Sorry, mate.
Why would you trust? I mean, the name time travel _0. Anything he's saying, it's a forum. It's just
It's a
just so
forum.
easy to fake, right?
Yeah, it's
There's
a
no-
forum for time travel.
What an idiot! Like, honestly, like, yeah. So, but there was not on this article. I was looking up this exact thing earlier,
Right.
And there's conspiracies about it. All right.
Oh my
that
God.
that people
is-
believe that John Titor
Tighter.
is Donald Trump.
Um,
That's right.
this is going to need some
and
unraveling.
as far as I could find, I have simply no idea why. Literally, it's like something to do with they think that his dad, Donald Trump's
Right.
dad, was. Wait a minute. Let me Google this
But
shit.
why? I just don't know why Donald Trump would be.
Yeah, here we go.
involved in a time
The
travel.
first thing that comes up, Donald Trump. This is an article. Donald Trump is a time traveler named John Titor.
That's a very.
Oh,
that's a very
it's a podcast episode. I can't-
decisive.
So
Is it our podcast?
yeah. Oh my God. Wait.
Time travel confirmed.
It's this episode that's already been. But I found an article. Trump might actually be a time traveling soldier from 2036.
Okay, that one's at least got might in the title.
Yeah.
Got less
I'm just
decisive.
trying to find. Yeah. So basically, they think he's a time traveler, John Titor, who's come back
Right.
to save us from an impending nuclear war. All right.
Not sure how Trump's going.
Right, here we go.
He's
The
failing,
conspiracy
clearly. He's
itself
obviously failing.
rose from 4chan. There we go.
Well,
so we can sign it off now.
So
Cool.
it's not real.
End the podcast, mate. Have a good week.
It's been good, mate.
Yeah. So basically, it starts with John Titor. Yeah, we've just blah 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to find where it's right. Here it is. Here it is.
I'm gonna need some answers.
Here it is.
because this is.
John Titor disappeared from the forum without a trace, and now people are convinced that he's none other than the President of the United States, using his position of power to prevent the alleged incoming nuclear war with ISIS, having seen the future world destroyed, blah, 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 blah. George John Trump, Donald's uncle, was
Right.
a reasonably well-known scientist who examined the notes of Nikola Tesla after his death in 1891. Tesla had been branded as quite mad for his work on anti-gravity, invisibility, time travel, blah, blah, blah. George Trump was called upon to look into Tesla's work after his death.
This is a story
Here we
that
go.
sounds like it's almost exclusively founded on the biggest leaps of fucking. thought
Yeah,
I've
I
ever
mean,
heard.
honestly, it's just absolute bullshit.
Go
right?
on.
Right. So George Trump was called upon to look into Tesla's work, right? And he
Right.
reported that it was not fit for military use, which is what they wanted to find out. But the conspiracy claims that he found some sort of blueprint for a time travel machine and then built it. And then Donald Trump used the machine to travel to the future and back again under the name of John Titor. Legend
Right.
tells that Donald Trump used the time machine to generate his family's fat fortune. and
use
use
of the word fat.
the subsequent power that. Sorry, this is bullshit. I'm calling bullshit.
At no point
Of course
was I
that's
ever
bullshit.
on
Yeah,
any sort of.
Yeah, I would be lying if
mean-
I said I believed any of it.
I never once thought that might be going somewhere, which
No.
would make me go, it kind of does add up.
Let's shut that down right there. Of course, Donald Trump isn't a soldier from
Yeah.
the future. Of course,
I love that we're
Yeah.
saying we're sat here having to say that.
that's fucking 2020 for you, baby.
Can we have? Okay, should we have one more? Should we have one more story?
Let's go through one more. And this is okay. This is Victor Goddard's airfield time slip. All right.
Ooh,
Okay.
fun place for a time.
Here we go. In 1935,
Yeah.
Victor Goddard flew over what had been the RAF station Drem in Scotland on his way from Edinburgh to Andover, England. The Drem station is no longer in use, all right? After demobilisation efforts following the First World War, it had been mostly left to its own devices. And indeed,
Right.
that's what Goddard said as he flew over it. Okay, he said he saw a largely abandoned airfield. Okay, well, cool, fun times. Why is this a story?
seems
Huh?
pretty
Well,
fucking by the book.
I'll tell you, mate. On his return trip, this is where things get pretty spooky.
It's always weirder on the way back.
It's
isn't it?
always weird on the way back, mate.
weirder on the way
Things got weird. He followed the same route he had on the way there, but during the flight,
tighter.
he got waylaid. I've never heard that word in my life. He got waylaid by a storm.
I think that is a word.
I get, yeah. It just means he just got fucked over by a storm. All right,
He got done rotten
put
by
off
a bit
course.
of weather.
He got done rotten. As he struggled to regain control of his plane, however, what's that? He spotted the Drem airfield through a break in the clouds, and when he got closer to it, the bad weather suddenly dissipated.
Right.
But the airfield wasn't abandoned. It was busy, with several planes on the runway and mechanics scurrying about.
Right.
Within seconds, though, the storm reappeared, and Goddard had to fight to keep his plane aloft again. He made it home just fine.
Did he?
Went,
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. And he went on to live another 50 years. But the incident stuck with him. And in 1975, he wrote a book called Flight Towards Reality, which included...
He wrote a book
about it, basically, a discussion about the whole thing. And here's the really weird bit.
Oh, I was waiting for it.
In 1939, all right, so 4 years after this happened, the Drem airfield was brought back to life. It became a working airfield again. Did Goddard see a peek into the airfield's future via a time slip back in 1935?
Sounds pretty likely.
I think it's the only logical answer here, you know?
Why are all of these stories?
Yeah.
I mean, they're all just like, wow.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of build up, and then the character will just be like, and then I thought I saw something.
Yeah, and then it will be like,
and then it happened.
Yeah, and also
4 years later, it's like, it's very highly, like, what are the chances? Probably very high that an airfield came back into fucking working life, right? And you probably just saw a different airfield.
Maybe, and also it's just a bit like most of these stories are just like, here's something weird that happened. They don't mention what the person thinks about it, and then at the end they'll be like, did he peek into a time slip? And you're like, well, what? No, what? Give me more evidence, all right?
Yeah, you don't get to drop me on that at the end and then leave me with that, like, food for thought. It's not food for thought. It's an empty plate, mate.
Yeah, it's an empty plate. I at least wanted some chips, all right?
Absolutely.
And on that note, I think we finished the time segment here with a statement of it's bullshit, right?
I'm gonna go and give you very hard. It's definitely
a hard bullshit from me. There's no way.
Bullshit,
I haven't been convinced.
Nope.
I mean, it's just they're just weird stories, right?
It's just people just. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's people saying they've seen shit, and then something happens later down the line that somehow proves it, but it's not
exactly
at all. It's just something that's happened.
It's exactly that.
But on the subject of time, you know, what's your favourite hour of the day?
That's a tough question, Stuart. One which I was not prepared for.
I know. Well, I know.
Favourite hour of the day?
I've got one.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to go with, I think 7 p.m.
Why? What draws you to 7 p.m.?
It's just like the way she talks, you know. It's just that she's got nice eyes.
She is hypnotizing. 7
p.m.
I don't even get that. I don't get that joke.
No, I think I would say one. You know, it's a good.
Oh, you change.
No.
I thought you were changing it to 1. I thought you were changing it to the time.
No, 1.
Which I would have called you a madman.
Hey, am I crazy? I'm not choosing 1 o'clock
silly
of either the morning or afternoon for that.
If anything, probably the worst.
Probably the worst time, mate.
Probably the worst one.
I'd say 7 p.m. because, you know, in winter or summer, it's a good time in terms of like ambience. You know, in the summer, 7 p.m. you get that nice like it's almost sunset. You know, it's that nice, like warm. It's a good lightness. There's a good amount of light, golden hour times.
Of
course.
Chill.
You know, get the beers out. You know, whatever. It's just nice, all right. And then in the winter, you know, it's just got dark. You're getting into the coziness of the evening. You know what I'm saying? And also, slap bang in the middle of dinner, basically. You know, you can eat around then, and I love food.
You can eat around. Yeah.
You know, I like to eat. So I'd say that's a good time, you know. And also, if you were to go to, you know, a gig, doors might be at 7. You know, that's the start of the night, you know.
What?
There's 7 p.m. doors
opening. You
opening.
had me, but what? So one of the reasons you think 7 o'clock is the best hour in the day is because when you go to a gig, the doors might open at 7.
Yeah, and also, you know, if you go to see,
I'd say that's the worst time of a gig.
Oh no, but that's the start of it. You know, you're signaling the start of the evening. You know what I'm saying? It's not too. Look, mate, if you went to go see a theatre production, you know, what time? I'm not sure. What time are those doors be? Probably 7:30, actually. Probably 7:30. But 7 p.m. Good time.
Okay.
What about you?
7 to 8 is your hour.
Yeah, 7 to 8. Yeah, anything in that gap, you know. Good things are happening.
It's a good hour.
What about you, mate?
Well, look, I'm following your stride.
Yeah.
Evening.
Yeah, good.
I'm going to say my favourite hour of the day is 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Oh, wow. Only an hour later.
There's only an hour between them. And yet, I think you shall find that 8 p.m. is the perfect hour of any day.
Why?
And
why is that? Why is that?
Here's why. 8 p.m.
Yeah,
It's just got it all.
got it all. Go on.
You've had dinner.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you like the time during dinner.
Well, no,
Now, look, I'm not here to say that I don't like eating food, but
I might eat dinner at 8 p.m.
You've just eaten food.
Okay,
at
all right,
8
we'll
p.m.
go with that. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I like to have dinner around 7.
Yeah.
You can have it earlier, even if it's earlier than that. You're not having dinner at 8, are you, mate? Unless you're a maniac.
Yeah, sometimes
unless
I have
you're bloody
dinner at
John
8.
Titor.
Yeah,
John Titor. Anything goes.
Hey, John Titor, because he can have it at 8 and go back in time to 7.
Yeah, exactly. But for the rest of us here on planet Earth, right? You don't have dinner at 8. So look, you've had dinner. It's past dinner, and yet you've still got so much of the evening ahead of you that it's at that sweet spot where you feel like you've had an evening already, but you've got more ahead. It's like,
I'll give you that.
You know, I finish. Let's say you finish work at 5:30. You've had a couple of hours, 2 to 3 hours of chilling. You have, including food in there, and then you're thinking, the evening, it just keeps on going, and
rolling.
you're looking forward.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the way I think about evenings a lot of the time is I like to squeeze in a film, right?
Yeah.
And most films average about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
8 o'clock's a good start.
I usually say, look, no, for me, it's usually like if I can start a film at 9.
Oh, okay. Oh.
9 o'clock is my time when I'll probably start a film.
That's good.
It'd take me 2 to 11, jump into bed. Bob's your uncle.
Bob is your uncle, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if I'm starting a film at 9
Yeah.
and I've finished eating just after 7, there's that sweet spot of about an hour in between where you're just thinking, you can do whatever you want.
You can. The world is your oyster,
You can do
mate.
whatever you want, safe in the knowledge that you still have time to watch a film.
I'll give you that. That's a solid argument. You know, I think so. I think in
the best time, best hour of the day.
Yeah, in summation, I think 7 o'clock to 9 p.m. It's a good 2 hours of the day, really.
It's a good 2 hours of the day.
It's a good 2 hours of the day.
Things are looking up for the evening. I'll tell you that.
I don't want to say it's just got to be confined to 1 hour. Why not 2? 7 till 9.
Don't get me started on 7 to 9.
Don't work in 7 to 9. In the evening is a short shift.
Look, amazing. I'm so glad we got to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
I'm sure our listeners are very, very happy about that.
Yes.
And eager to let us know their favourite hour of the day.
Yeah.
So please do let us know what your favourite hour of the day is.
I'd love to know.
But I suppose what we should now do is
Perfect
not
segue.
talk any more about the favourite hours of the day.
I think you're right.
And maybe talk a bit more to our celebrity guest.
Oh.
Do you know what time it is, Nick?
I think I know what time it is.
It's not 7 to 9 p.m., but it is time for Celebrity Call-In.
It's time for the Celebrity Call-In. Celebrity Call-In.
Right, so Celebrity Call-In, let's go. Last week we had quite amazingly actually Anthony Hopkins.
Huge guest.
Anthony Hopkins was on the show. Bit of a strange one. Not actually too sure what his deal was, but he was on there.
Having a bit of a breakdown.
Having a bit of a breakdown, I think. We hope you're okay, Anthony.
Yeah,
we
still hope you're okay.
We still hope you're okay. Which means, so last week I managed to pull some strings and get Anthony on the show. Which means this week it's time for Stuart's celebrity guest.
Today I have pulled some strings and got another celebrity guest on the show.
You've pulled some strings. So should we just get him on?
I think so. Yeah, I think we should have him on the line already, waiting patiently for us.
All right. So then, celebrity guest. I don't know who you are. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello. Yes. Beautiful. I suppose I should start. It's Gordon Ramsay.
Is it Gordon Ramsay?
I don't know what you're talking about, Nick. It sounds exactly like Gordon Ramsay. Should we let's hear Gordon out, yeah?
Yeah, okay. All right, Gordon.
Yes, thank you very much, Stuart. Beautiful. It's a beautiful evening. I hope you're both doing very well. Big fan of the podcast.
Oh, great. That's great to hear, mate. Really great to
yes,
hear.
yes. Yeah, fucking hell.
Oh,
fuck.
Gordon, this
Sorry.
we can swear on this podcast. It's fine, but I you
I'm
do
so
have a
sorry.
tendency to swear quite a lot, so you don't need to do that.
I know, I'm sorry, Nick. I really fucking wanted
Oh
to
my-
come on the show.
Okay,
because
Gordon.
I've really got a fucking problem. I've got a real problem.
Okay, Gordon Ramsay, the UK's favourite chef. What's the
That's
problem?
right. You do fucking well to remember that, Nick.
Okay, okay. What's the problem we can help you with, Gordon?
Well, as you'll know, being the UK's favourite fucking chef, and I'm always in the fucking kitchen. I don't like things to be fucking raw at all. I like
Yeah.
things to be beautiful and really cooked through. And you know, to stay. I don't know why I'm saying this. It's nothing to do with my problem at all. But some fucking reason. I'm explaining it to you, but I'm always in the kitchen, and I found myself in a bit of a fucking
Yeah.
pickle here, Nick. A real fucking pickle, if you ask me. I'm a bit of a fucking idiot sandwich, to be honest.
Okay, Gordon. Sorry, just calm yourself down, mate. It's all right.
Please,
Just-
Nick, when you hear my fucking problem, you're gonna realise I can't calm down.
Okay, get it out there, mate. What's the problem?
It was 2 years ago. It was 2 fucking years ago today in my kitchen.
Okay.
I was alone. It was gone past. It was the golden hour, which I think we can all fucking agree on, is 8 p.m. And it was fucking over. It was just over in the kitchen.
Okay.
I couldn't cook anything else. And some fucking intern, I think it must have been an intern, had left a box of something on the side in the kitchen.
Okay.
I just finished cleaning up from an absolutely fucking exquisite carbonara.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
And I peeked over at the box on the side. It was a dessert box.
Yeah. Okay.
It was fucking Krispy Kreme.
Okay.
It was a Krispy Kreme box.
I have to. All right. Okay, Gordon. At this point, I can appreciate the anger that you have at the situation, but I'm not too sure why it's that much of a problem.
For fuck's sake, Nick. Just listen to me, all right?
Okay. All right.
So, there was a Krispy Kreme box on the side after a bloody fucking delicious carbonara, might I say.
Okay.
I went over to eat a Krispy Kreme, and it was fucking beautiful.
Okay, great.
It was a really beautiful Krispy Kreme.
They're nice donuts. Yeah.
Beautiful glaze.
Yeah.
Beautiful original glazed Krispy Kreme with raspberry filling.
Well, okay, great. Yeah, you've described a Krispy Kreme. Thank you,
For
Gordon.
fuck's sake, I fucked a Krispy Kreme.
Oh my, Gordon.
Wow, that's huge.
That's huge.
Did you just say that?
Yes, keep it quiet.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Gordon. You can't really
Family
keep
are in
it.
the other room.
You've
Family
just-
are in the fucking other room.
You've just admitted on a public forum that you fucked a Krispy Kreme. Are you okay?
Not just fucking one, the whole fucking box.
The whole box. Gordon, you could have stopped yourself, mate.
This was 2 fucking years ago.
Are you okay?
2 years ago, I fucked a whole box of Krispy Kremes, and now I have to deliver that information, and it's starting to really fucking tear me the fuck down.
A couple questions, Gordon Ramsay.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Yeah. Yes.
so, the first question is, why is it taking you 2 years to get this off your chest, mate?
Well, as any good fucking British man does, you keep it locked down, you bottle it down.
Okay, I
Bottle down
wouldn't
the
quite
emotions,
agree.
you bottle them right down. Beautiful,
Okay.
beautiful bottled up emotions, really right down.
Yeah.
But as I'm sure you're probably aware, it's very, very difficult to keep that kind of a secret, beautiful secret, raw secret.
Well, I'm
Keep
not
that
quite
down.
not quite aware of that because I've never fucked a Krispy Kreme, but I can empathise with the
Don't take
keeping
the
of a
fucking
secret.
Piss out of me, Nick, you stupid, you fucking
Gordon,
idiot.
I'm not taking a piss. There's another question I just want to ask.
Far away, absolutely beautiful.
Did you finish in each Krispy Kreme donut, or did you fuck them all and then at the end just have your way? Like that's what I'm trying to ask. Was it a pack? Was it multiple stop and starts, or was it just one big session, one big Krispy Kreme orgy?
Every fucking one. I fucking filled them up. All at fucking once.
Oh,
There was no. Nick, you've watched my you watched my cooking shows.
I
You
have,
watched Hell's
yeah.
Kitchen.
yeah,
You've watched Kitchen Nightmares. The whole shebang.
yeah,
You'll know I'm not one to finish.
yeah.
I keep
yeah.
going. I will never stop and start. I fucking spread my soup.
Oh,
And
okay.
you know what I did afterwards?
What
I
did
had to go home and I had to look my little girl in the eye and tuck her into bed as if Daddy hadn't just fucked her triple top Oreo.
Whoa,
with original
okay.
glazed donut
God.
like it was Carol Vorderman in 1999.
Gordon.
Fucking, when I tucked my little girl in that night, I cried.
Okay. I'm so.
I fucking cried.
Okay,
I've
Gordon.
never been fucking sane.
Gordon Ramsay, I'm very sorry to hear that. It must have been a stressful, difficult
Like
time.
you wouldn't fucking imagine, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. I've never fucked a Krispy Kreme, but
I
obviously.
fucking recommend it, my boy.
So there's one final question before,
Absolutely, far away.
and that is, has this hindered your relationship with Krispy Kremes? Do you still eat them?
I have to eat them.
Why is that?
Because I fucked the whole box.
Yeah, we know.
You can't fucking go back from something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure you can't.
It's a difficult relationship. Look, I know I need to maintain this air of absolute high standards of quality of.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay, the Gordon Ramsay, Britain's favourite
Yeah.
chef, Gordon fucking Ramsay.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be seen dead eating a Krispy Kreme, let alone fucking one.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't. I mean, I don't think anyone should fuck a Krispy Kreme.
I don't fucking recommend it. It's very soggy.
Oh my. Okay,
Of
well.
course I fucking still eat them. Any more silly fucking questions, Nick?
Okay, Gordon. I'm sensing a bit of hostility. So you know,
Fucking, you help me.
well, I'm not really sure what you want me to do with this information.
I just need somebody to talk to about anything, really.
Okay, Gordon. Okay, I think
listen to
you're breaking up a bit.
The kids and
I think-
the wife back home, they don't listen. I can't tell them. I can't fucking tell them.
Okay, Gordon. We're gonna say bye to Gordon now. Thanks, Gordon. That was great.
Help me get the fuck out of my own head.
Okay, Gordon. Have a nice evening.
Wow, is he still there?
Is he still there? I think he's finally gone. Actually,
No,
I think
he's
gone.
He's gone.
Wild
That was a-
story there from Gordon Ramsay.
So
I
yeah, I didn't even know where to begin to unpack that.
I know the fact that I mean, yes, that's pretty crazy stuff, to be honest.
I mean, this is 3 weeks in a row that we've had some. I mean, I'm gonna say it, some crazy exclusives.
Yeah, pretty bonkers stuff. We should be selling this to the press, you know.
We should be selling it to everyone we can do. I mean, Gordon. I don't know what to do with that news.
Gordon Ramsay, mate. Gordon Ramsay.
I think
I mean,
they're
I didn't see
flabbergasted.
that coming. He didn't strike me as the sort of person that would fuck a multi-pack of Krispy Kremes.
He didn't, but then, you know, do you ever really know what's going on behind closed doors with someone? I guess that's really the lesson here.
I guess not. You never really know. You never really know.
Absolutely.
Well, that was that was this week's Celebrity Call-In.
That was a good one.
That was a good one, yeah.
It's time for the celebrity calling. Celebrity calling.
And just like that, I do believe, good sire, we find ourselves at the end. Or is it the beginning of the podcast?
Oh, and would you say that was a causal loop or a paradoxical, the beginning or the
Listen, mate, I'd be remiss if I didn't call it a bloody granddaddy.
I'll tell you what, mate. I'd be remiss if I didn't call it a bloody good time. No alcohol.
Bloody outrageous,
no
my
alcohol
friend.
required.
Well, look, my mind went from being fried
Yeah.
to being kind of amazed,
Yeah.
to being a bit disappointed,
Yeah.
to then being completely fried again, all
Yeah.
in the space of an hour. I mean, this is the joys of podcasting.
It sounds
right?
exactly like my first time interacting with a girl.
Do you want to talk to someone about that?
No.
That's another podcast.
Yeah, that's
for another day.
that's counselling, mate. That's counselling.
Yeah, that is counselling, which we
I don't think anyone would
That's
want to hear
another-
that. No one would ever want to hear
yeah,
that.
we'll go into that.
No, I
now.
think we'll give that a miss.
So yeah, thanks for everyone for listening along. To our listeners, what an absolute treat. Look, today's topic of time travel, which we broadened into whatever it ended up being, was suggested by our good mate Jake, who's a listener of the podcast. So if you've got any suggestions for topics you'd like to hear us discuss in whatever way we might do on the show,
Get them our way.
fucking slap them down.
Slap them down
mate.
push them down our throats. Don't give any space to breathe.
Exactly. I mean, we're always asking for them over on our socials, so drop us them there.
Yeah.
But whenever you want, let us know any topics, and we're always reading, we're always listening, we're always desperate for topics.
We're ever present, just like the big man, Neil Breen.
John Titor. Neil Breen. Yeah.
Well, Neil Breen.
Well, look, in a grand scheme of things, Neil Breen's the top man, and then second to him is John Titor.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's how it goes.
But look, Nick, where can people find us on the socials?
Look, you can find us on all socials. We're on all of the good ones. Instagram.
All the only ones.
All fart, no poop. No, that's on Instagram. Let me try that again. On
I begin to think that you are a fraud.
On Instagram, AFNP pod.
Yeah,
That's us. That's our handle. Get on there. Give us
That
a
is
follow.
us, baby.
Drop us a cheeky like. Comment on all of this shit over there. That's the main thing. But
That's just-
we're also on
yeah.
Twitter. We're also on Facebook. I believe it's the same.
Also, all the same, man.
All the
It's
same.
all the same.
It's all the same.
Let's also. I'd be remiss if I didn't say, look, review us
Yeah, go do
somewhere,
that.
wherever. You may be listening on Spotify. You may be listening on Stitcher. You may be listening on Google Podcasts, although we don't talk about it
Because Google,
and you may be listening on Apple Podcasts,
which is that's a big one.
That's the big daddy, and that's the main one. Would love your reviews for, because who doesn't love?
Look, we love it.
just clicking on a podcast and seeing some good old tasty fresh reviews.
And if you don't put a 5-star, you're dead to us.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't put a 5-star, then let's just say you're going to get a visit very soon from one John Titor.
He's gonna come back and slap your ass up
He's going to do some very silly things to
your body.
to your bum.
So make sure you're always sitting down.
yeah, always sit down and always review podcasts. that you listen to.
Always.
That's all of the fucking housework out the way at the end of the podcast for us.
That's
So I
it.
guess all that's left to do, my brethren, Nicholas Wilson, is to say our farewells.
Say our goodbyes.
And would you look at what time it nearly is, Nick?
What time is it?
It's nearly 7 o'clock, which means I imagine your penis is getting a real
It's my
stiffy.
favourite hour.
Today's gonna be different though. Just keep one eye open, mate. That's all I'm saying.
Do I need to be worried?
Incredibly so.